Hello, my name is Stefano Cossu. I'm a software architect at the Getty, and I'd like to talk deploying and sustaining a IIIF application at scale. The application in question is about streets of Los Angeles, artwork by iconic Los Angeles artist Ed Ruscha, who between 1965 and 2010 took an extensive amount of images of main streets of Los Angeles using a motorized camera mounted on a truck. The Getty Research Institute acquired and digitized the whole archive, which consists of hundreds of thousands of images, and presented them in this interactive application that allows a virtual driver to go along Sunset Boulevard and flip between different years that are overlaid in Ruscha's work. All this sounds a lot like a lot of fun until it comes to deploying an application that might open up to a very extensive traffic of images. The images are already served via IIIF in our AWS infrastructure that consists of a Python frontend that does all the lightweight work and a number of IIP image servers that are set to auto-scale based on traffic that do the heavy lifting of transforming the images. All of this is spread out among 3 availability zones in North America. This is a very solid architecture, but we still expected an unprecedented spikes in traffic when the application would launch. So we prepared for that by doing some targeted load testing, simulating the application usage, which yielded very positive results. After an initial loading time where images would be loaded in the IIP image cache, the traffic was very smooth. We achieved about 700 requests per second on 50 concurrent users, which is pretty good, but still far from being enough for possible hundreds of users connecting at the same time. So what we did was simply put in a CloudFront instance in front of IIIF servers, and that basically resolved the problem. That reduced the backend traffic dramatically, and that was pretty much the end of it. It allowed us to deploy the application and sleep at night at the same time, but that was not a very sustainable solution because we would have a very large amount of unchecked caches sitting around, and if we had to have tens of similar projects, we would end up with a very considerable storage cost due to the unchecked cache. So we recently started working on a long-term caching strategy using Varnish, which does much more than just caching. It actually is a full-on state machine for HTTP requests that allows us to do things like specifying policies for a specific project or for specific sizes of images, and also to implement auth in a very smooth and make it interact in a very smooth way with our caching policies. We are still in the middle of deploying and actually testing the Varnish deployment. And we have 2 still outstanding major issues. One is geographic latency, because if we have all the cache concentrated in Varnish, it means that all the cached images are kept in one location. So if your request comes from Asia or from Europe or Africa, you would experience a flat rate delay in your request, and that poses, in my personal opinion, both a technical and ethical issue, because being the Getty, very outward-facing institution and a very internationally projected institution, we don't want to have second-class citizens in terms of quality of service. So that is something that only an edge cache CDN can resolve, and that's why one idea that is being considered is having a hybrid Varnish and CloudFront solution, whereas Varnish drives the complex logic behind the caching, and the caching itself is implemented by CloudFront. The other big issue is invalidation, because CloudFront allows to invalidate either in the way it's set up, it only allows us to invalidate all the derivatives for a single image or for all the images, which is pretty much pointless. And also, if we want to invalidate many hundreds or thousands of images, we have a limited amount of invalidation requests for free, after which we have to pay, which doesn't make me very comfortable with the service, because it could introduce an unexpected costs over time. I explored the other CDNs other than Amazon, but they all suffer from the same issue. They don't have the flexibility to invalidate many different types of identifiers at the same time. So that is where we stand now, and I hope this was helpful. And if you have any questions, please send me an email. Thank you.